Having some issues with my diesel heater. Just wondering if the exhaust is supposed to be glowing red like that. Oh, that's flames. I'm glad I was out here when that happened, because that could have been very bad. It's wonderful. Is it hazy in here? I can literally taste the hydrocarbons. And my lips are numb. I wonder if that's okay. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Lowered Expectations. Thanks for lowering your expectations and hanging out with me here. I do appreciate it. Before we get into this video, I'm going to start with an obligatory safety warning, so here it goes. Follow all of your manufacturer's recommendations, whether that be the fuel that they tell you to use, the way that they tell you to install it, or the way that they tell you to operate your heater. Do not do something that you saw me do just because you saw me do it. I am about to do some experiments on my heater. I have already done some experiments on my heater. It is not installed in the safest of ways, and believe it or not, I am not an expert. Now that we have that out of the way, remember, if you're going to do something stupid, have at it. But if it doesn't work out for you, take responsibility. You chose to do it. In the last video, I tried burning a mixture of, let me see if I can get this right, 2 liters of waste oil, 1.5 liters of diesel, and a half liter or 500 milliliters of methanol. And well, if you haven't seen that video, feel free to go check it out. But this video, we are going to be testing to see if a 50-50 waste oil gas mixture will work. So let's get into that. It fired right up and it's running away, so I guess the next thing that you guys will see is probably me telling you that it stopped working and that I'm going to take it apart again. But hopefully that's a couple days from now. For me, for you guys, it'll just be a few seconds. It has become incredibly obvious very quickly that a 50-50 gas to waste oil mix is not the answer. I'll explain why I think that is, but first, I'm not sure if you can see if it's smoky in here. I think you can a little bit, but I'll show you guys where the smoke actually comes out of my garage. Oh. That's not normal. I'm gonna have to make a few adjustments. I'm gonna go turn on the fan. Yeah, that's not normal. I'm gonna have to adjust the mixture. So the temperature is running quite low. It was having a hard time to maintain like 160 Celsius. And before, the way I was mixing it, it was about a quarter. So I was mixing 1 liter of gasoline with 3 liters of waste oil. And that didn't work great, but the temperature was actually up around 200 Celsius in the burn, or not in the burn chamber, but around the housing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump that oil out. I'm going to mix up a new batch, and then we're going to test the theory. It is currently 11:30 p.m. I'm back out of my garage because I looked at my remote and I saw that the heater had turned itself off. It has burned probably 2 liters of fuel. So yeah, not good. Anyway, I'm going to try to restart it. I tried to restart it from in the house, but it wouldn't work, so here goes nothing. The well plug is on. It's lighting. Don't know if you guys can hear that. Temperature 42 Celsius. $44. 46. 48. 50. 52. 54. 56. 58. 60. 62. 64. 66, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90. I see some smoke coming out the vent. I touched the exhaust. 104. After several attempts to restart the heater, it is clearly not happy, so I'm gonna take it apart. At midnight. Completely carboned up in that short of time. And not the nice friendly carbon like with diesel. The kind of carbon that takes forever to dig out because it's hard. That is nasty stuff, folks. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Alright folks, I'm going to do a test that may or may not work. I'm going to get a few drops of diesel, put it on the floor, ignite it, and then I'm going to put some of this oil on the floor ignite it and see how it burns compared to the diesel. And then very likely I'm going to have to add gasoline to this mix to try to get it to the point where it burns the same as the diesel. Alright, you kind of have to hold the torch to it to really get it to light. And then it does light up and it burns like that. Let's get some of our oil and see what happens. I think that's about the same amount. Alright, so it's lighting much easier, making a lot more smoke. I might have too much gasoline in it. I'm gonna try adding oil. Still lighting pretty easy. A little too easy. I'm gonna add more oil. What's happening here though? I think the gas is burning off. Gas burns off and then you're left with oil. Well, that isn't working very well, so I'm going to go back to using a mixture that I used before but didn't document very well, and I didn't test it very thoroughly. Inside of this container, I have 1 liter of gasoline and 3 liters of waste oil. We're going to put that into the heater and hope that it works out better than that last test. Are you thinking of buying a Chinese diesel heater to burn waste oil? Or a combination of waste oil and some other fuel? Well, have I got news for you. I just almost burnt my garage down trying to do just that. Now, a big part of this is on me. Well, for starters, the whole thing is on me because I'm trying to burn a fuel in this machine that it was not intended for. The second part of this is that I was injecting the exhaust into my ventilation system because that was the easiest way for me to do it. And I have the ventilation system installed over here, which makes it quite easy. The inlet duct goes up there. That way if I'm milling or drilling, the smoke can be pulled out through this way. And it works quite well. There is a metal duct. And so I have the exhaust running into the metal duct. I just had a shutdown and came out and cleaned out the burn chamber. And as I was firing it up again, I saw some oil spitting on this back wall. I don't know if the camera will be able to see that. So we've got some oil spit on here. That was spitting out of the exhaust. This was sitting underneath the exhaust over there. And I came in to find it spitting hot oil out the exhaust, and it was getting so hot that it was actually smoking. This piece of plastic, as you guys can see, has melted. I just got done shooting some footage for a jet ski video that I'm doing. In order to do that, I had to turn this heater off because it's a little bit noisy. It is currently E9. What's the E9? That error wasn't there when I shut it down. Anyway, I was just gonna restart the heater and show you guys doing that, and now it's giving me E9, which I thought was a sensor not hooked up. Maybe the fuel pump came unhooked? Nope, it's hooked up. Okay, I'm gonna unplug it and plug it back. This was just supposed to be a fire up video. Okay, well, it seems to be okay now. It's not giving me an error. This was supposed to be a fire up video. Let's see if it fires up. I've been doing some silly things to get this thing to fire. I'm not burning diesel in it. I'm burning waste oil and gasoline right now. I've actually been pouring a little bit of alcohol into the intake and or blocking the intake off on fire up. So anyway, enough talking. I'm going to try to fire this up. I always switch it over to temperature when I'm starting it so that I can monitor the temperature to see if it's still rising. If I don't see the temperature rising pretty rapidly, I will sometimes shut it down or try to assist it in some way. I have been assisting it by just plugging off the intake. It seems to start to fire up, and then as the fan ramps up, it gets way too much air and it flames out. So anyway, let's see if this works. Glow plug is on. I know that you guys can't see that there, but glow plug has turned on. You'll probably hear when it starts clicking away with the fuel pump. So it is 32 Celsius. It was just running probably half an hour ago, maybe 40. Okay, there's the fuel pump going. Probably running about 40 minutes ago. Get some alcohol ready. So this alcohol doesn't actually go in, just the vapors go in. So I've just been pouring it. I don't know if that was the alcohol that made that happen. I don't think it was. So I'm blocking off the intake a little bit, and the flame is becoming more consistent. Instead of going burning and then going out, burning and then going out, it's a steady burn. It went out when I took my fingers away. 34, 36. I'm plugging it more. 38. I think it went out. Nope, it's going. 40. There we go. $46. It's warming up slow. 48. There we go. 66, 68, 70, 74. She's ripping now. 76, 78. So there you see, if I would have just tried to start that without blocking the intake, it would have taken me several tries and it probably just wouldn't have started at all. With diesel, not a problem. With what I'm burning, a little bit of a problem. All right, we're at setting 3, and the heat just ramps down, so I'm gonna crank it up to 6. 182, 184. I bet it goes to 212. 198. 200. 202. 204, 206, 208, oh, it might go over 212, 210, It's going to 216 or 218. 212. Oh, 216. 212, so I wasn't far off. Oh, 218. The heater is working, but it is clearly not happy about it, so I'm gonna leave it run and we'll take it apart in the next video when it quits working, and we'll take a look inside and see how bad it is. I'm pretty sure what is happening here is exactly what I showed in the little test on the floor. When you burn gasoline and oil mixture, the gasoline burns off very quickly and it leaves the oil behind. So I think that's exactly what's happening inside of the chamber, and to make things worse, the gas expands and pressurizes the chamber and momentarily overcomes the fan. So the fan is there to push more air in to support combustion, and if there's too much pressure inside of the chamber, it can't do that. Diesel and oil burn fairly slowly, and so they don't build up that pressure. The fan is able to continue pushing air through, but the gasoline burns very rapidly, uses up all the oxygen and builds up pressure. That is just my hypothesis, of course. I don't have a camera inside there or any kind of weird scope where I can see what's going on, but I think that is what is happening. Wow, that's hard to say. Despite having just bad-mouthed gasoline, I do plan on doing some tests in the future where I burn pure gasoline and then maybe add a little bit of waste oil to it and see if there's actually a point where it works well or where it works acceptable. Anyway, that is going to do it for this video. As I said at the start, I do not get anything for these videos as they're not monetized. This channel is not monetized. So once again, if you want to pick up some merchandise, you can do so. Teespring in the description below. Also, I have a Patreon account, link in the description below. And my secondary channel is the Joel Arsenault YouTube channel where I do jet ski stuff. If any of that stuff interests you, all of the links in the description below. That is going to do it for this one. I'm not sure what I have for next time, unless I've already said that. Whatever happens, you guys will see it. I'll see you then.